Hello, everybody. Hello. It's Lisa with Crafting and Cruising. Come on in and say hello. It's iffy if we'll get to stay live or not, but we'll do what we can while we can. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Let us know you were here so we can give you a proper welcome. I'm going to need that first, probably, Ronnie. I thought I had probably need something a little wider. We're going to work, hey, Kimberly's sister, we're going to work on a deer today.
Is that Miss Wool?
That's Miss Wool.
How are things in the
Do y'all
land
have,
of no electricity?
do y'all have electricity and internet now? I don't see one.
Sorry, I'll make something up.
Good morning. It's good afternoon here. It's 1:47 here. Can you believe it? And here I am sitting in front of this dresser. Literally, my drawer of clothes is right here. So I have no real place to put my legs, but we're gonna make the best of it. So I took this deer apart. I got it at a, I don't know, I think it was at $2.99. Hey, Carol Stinson. It's cold. Yeah, I heard Barbara Polson said it's actually snowing in Louisville. And apparently it's snowing in Lexington because we looked it up. Hey, Sandy Stanley. Okay, so this was a brown deer. And he had all four of his legs on. And then up here, he has little ears on, okay? Well, I took him apart because I want this to be very whimsical. So, here's my plan, and y'all tell me what you think. I think I'm going to do from his head all the way down his body, black and white checks, even wrapping them over the top and under the bottom. Okay? Then, on two legs on one side, I'm going to do one leg in black and white stripe and one leg in black and white Harlequin. Y'all, I'm gonna have to put a note up because I can never think of that word. No power, internet, etc. Another storm is coming tomorrow. No. So sorry. So I was going to do one black and white stripe, one black and white Harlequin, which is where Rodney comes in because he's going to show you how to do that. It's about 87 here, Carol. And then I got to figure out, I think on the ears, I'm either just going to do them in polka dot, black polka dots, or I'm going to do stripes on the diagonal and then in black and white, and then fill them in with polka dots in the white area. Y'all tell me what you think. Now, here's a question I'm going to ask you first. Do you think that I should do black and white checks starting from about here all the way down? Hey, Pamela, including his face, because I thought about going back and giving him a little red rhinestone nose, make him Rudolph. Or should I just do it from about right here down and then do something else to his face? Y'all tell me what you think. What you thinking? I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, y'all. Okay, so start the checks up here and go all the way down, or start the checks right under his chin. Y'all tell me. Say chin or...
Are you watching comments?
Yeah, say chin or top. So I don't know if you think I should start at the top or at the chin. And I'm going to start marking those off while Rodney does the legs. And initially what I had thought is I would put it all back together and I would just do the inside pieces in black and white polka dot. I don't love polka dot a lot, so I'm thinking I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to just wrap every piece that I do in whatever pattern it is. Then maybe when I get home, I can put a, a Chanel something on his neck or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Kimberly says all checks. Everybody agree? That's what we're going to do, as Kimberly said. Alright, so I've already put, this was dark brown. Where's the ruler?
Yeah, let's look to your right up there, right now.
Okay.
Under the cardboard.
Oh, and I've already put 2 coats. Hey, Judy. All the way, Sandy says. Okay. I've already put 2 coats of white chalk paint on here. So so just drew a line straight across. Hey, y'all, tell me if you can see that comment that just came down on my screen. I don't know if y'all can see when people are commenting or not. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Sandy. Let me know, please.
What was the comment?
It was from Leanne, my niece, but just tell me if you can even see those. I don't know if you can or not. Okay, so I'm going to lay this ruler in what I think is about halfway of this line up here, okay? I need to turn around where I can see it. You didn't see a comment? Good. Okay. So I'm going to lay the ruler right here where it's about halfway. Try to make sure that it's straight all the way down. And then I'm going to draw a line, a line on this side. And a line on this side. This is one of those flexible rulers that Rodney actually cut in half for me, so it would be like a 1/2 inch wide. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so there's our first up and down lines. Good morning, Claudia. It's going so well. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. I'll try to make a couple more. Tomorrow's our last full day here. Initially, I thought we didn't come home until Sunday, but we fly home on Saturday. So tomorrow will be it. Rodney's going to be working again tomorrow. And the weather has been absolutely beautiful. It showered just a little bit today, but actually I shouldn't even say showered, sprinkled just a little bit. Not bad. And there's been a nice breeze blowing. Here's the only thing I will tell you that we are not crazy about. There are lots and lots of flies. I don't like flies anyway, but I especially don't like them swarming around my face. And there are gnats and flies like crazy that somebody told us they thought the rain had brought in. I don't know. But even when I'm sitting in the pool trying to read, there's flies around me, and I don't like that. Other than that, it's been fabulous. Okay, so I drew all these straight up and down. Now let me show you what I'm going to do before I go the other direction. I'm going to bring each one of these lines over the top here just a little bit to give me an idea of where my line was over here. Because I want to wrap all of these checks. And I don't want to treat this as something separate. I want it to all be the same. So I'll have to wait until I do my cross ones here. And then I'll do the same thing on the bottom. I'm just going to mark where my lines were. And then when I get ready to do the other side, then I can turn it up, flip it over, and do the same thing. Trees are falling, power outages for over 1 million in San Francisco. Gosh, y'all, I'm so sorry. Okay, now I'm going to lay it right in. Try to find what I would think would be the center. I actually could know for sure by just measuring. And it is, oops, wrong direction, Lisa. Let's see, it is 8.5. So 4 1/4 would be about right there. All right, so we'll make this the center. I hope y'all can see. I know this is not ideal. Even more difficult than the bus. So I think I told y'all earlier that Romano flies in the same night we get back. He'll be in town for 3 weeks. Please pray for his wife and kiddos back home. Things are so tenuous there. Okay, so I thought about doing him in another color too, and I was gonna work on my I'm gonna erase this top line where we said we were gonna start, so because that's not gonna be a big enough check. I had bought a nutcracker, just a little over 12-inch tall nutcracker, and it was already painted white. And so the other night I marked him off, some check, some stripe, figured out what colors I was going to use, and then realized that I had limited number of paints that I brought with me, so I can't really paint him until I get back home. I've got him ready to go, so that'll be part of the project will already be done, but I was kind of sad. I wanted to do either a turquoise or a dark blue. So he's marked him ready to go. I have a frame here that I'm going to crackle for another project I'll do at home. So
Nothing. Nothing.
So I guess this will be my prep week. Okay, so now we have all of the checks drawn off. Hello, sweet Bridget. How are you, darling? Love you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, now that I have these marked off, I can come over here and just barely bring my line so I'll know when I get ready to continue on where I need straight lines. And then once I get those drawn across, when I flip the whole thing over, then I'll know on the back where I need for my lines to be. So everything will be lined up. Now the question is, are we going to be okay with our checks? So let's go on and mark them. We'll do this one, this one, this one. I'll do them with check marks because sometimes, especially on wood like this, it's kind of rough. If I just made a line, I wouldn't be able to tell where it was. This is not smooth. I really should have smoothed it. I'm going to color that one in so I'll know that's one to mark. Okay. And this will be one I'm going to color in. And this, are you watching comments, Rodney?
No.
Can you?
Let me see. Says Lisa's live.
Live from Studio 1A. Okay. See, I just put all my little check marks. Hey, Luann. Hey, Kelly. Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll look. Once I get these, let me go on and just kind of freehand these over here.
Project.
I like using a ruler because typically I can't draw very straight lines. I know Debbie Rigg is good at her straight lines, but I'm not. Okay, so I had one. Let's see if we can draw this one right here. Okay, so then that one was black. This one, okay, so this will be black. This will be white. This will be black. This will be white. And this will be black, and I've already got a black on the front. So this will just carry his tail. This one and this one right here will be black. Okay. Okay. So now you see the shape of these. Doing the stripes on these is not going to be difficult. It's going to be a little more difficult doing the Harlequin.
It's
So
not gonna be
Rodney
that
is
many
going to
complete
show you how to do freehand the Harlequin. So I'm going to switch places with him.
All right. Lisa's fancy chair here with about 3 pillows and 2 cushions in it. I think it makes me too tall. I can't see me.
Well, then take them out. I have to
So
have
I'll
them.
lean forward. So, which side? Both sides?
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. These go to the inside, you think? Or
It doesn't matter. You can turn them either way.
This should be fun. See, the problem is they're so little. There's not going to be many complete Harlequins on there. We'll just,
Okay,
have to,
they'll get the illusion.
we'll just do the best we can with what we got. I wish I had a pencil. That'd be good.
There's one in that thing right in front of you.
Oh, this big thing here. Hello, everybody. Lisa's doing comments back there.
Where's your phone?
She's right here.
Well, I'll let you have your phone today. Comment.
It's right there.
Okay. All right.
I think what I'm going to do.
Do your magic, Rodney. Carol Stinson said.
Yeah. Well, that'd be too much magic today. But we'll draw some lines. I'm just gonna pick me a something that I think will make a good diagonal, because you don't want them to look too much like squares. We got to put a little extra height to them. All right, there's 2 marks. And see, this one runs right out to the edge here, so it's hardly worth marking. We'll put one anyway just for the fun of it. And see, that's about it, folks. Maybe down here at the bottom, I might have a little more hanging off here. Now, if I put teeny tiny Harlequin on there, it's so hard to paint. I don't think Lisa would have appreciated that. So, we got that. Now, if we turn them this way, that looks pretty good. So I can look through this little ruler. I can see that that's going to be.
Hey, Bronya.
Looks pretty good like that.
Yes, we are still in paradise, Nina.
Just another day in paradise.
Just another day. Next to the last day for us, and then we're heading back to the States. Y'all, we haven't even had TV.
And we haven't missed it.
Speak for yourself. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on in the world, just watching an app.
So,
but
that's sort of Harlequin looking. What's the temperature? It's about, what,
about
close to 90?
83. About 83 last time I looked on my phone. Nice breeze. Caribbean waters are gorgeous.
So these don't have to really match completely because they're on opposite sides. You can't see both sides of the deer at the same time. So we'll go ahead and try to do it in much the same way.
Rodney's got a little bit of a cold or sinus infection or something.
Something going on with my sinuses.
Been hard for him to sleep. We sleep under a mosquito net, yet somehow the bugs still get under there.
Yeah, there's some little teeny tiny gnats that seem like they want to join us every now and then. All right, now this one, let's see what I do on it.
So can you tell people, like, is there a lesson that you can tell on how to actually figure how to hand do Harlequin without a stencil?
Stencil. You just, they need to be, you know, if you put it just like this, you end up with a square. And you don't want a square unless you're doing checks. And you don't want it to be so close to square. So I like to see them at least 1.5 times as tall as they are wide. So I just turn this till it get a good long diagonal line going. And I think in this case I started it about right there. Cut the corner off. So that, and I can see through this ruler too, and that helps a little bit to see what the final diamond shape is going to look like. See, you've got a nice diamond shape here that's about at least 50% taller than it is wide. There's no set rule on how tall they have to be. I kind of like the tall, narrow looking ones.
I'm over here just
No,
marking the checks.
And I'm just kind of keeping it parallel as I go down because there's not a lot to keep you aligned. And we get back down here, the same thing, and then see what's at the bottom. Oop, comes out about even. So there we go. 2 legs marked on the sides with Harlequin print. The other side we can go back and do. Now Lisa, she projected hers around, so I guess I should try that. So you were going to do different on the
So
back
look,
side
I
of that
have-
for you.
The front, when you tilt it on the side, when you tilt it on this side. So all that's left is the back.
So doing the back sides of these, if we're going to make them connect up like this, then I've got to project them across and make me a little tiny hash mark where they clear the edge so I can see it. Even this one comes down here, project it across, and it's going to go back this way. Here's one up here.
So I guess what I was asking you, is there like a way that you should turn your like ruler a certain way and to do it like on the diagonal and then crisscross it, and how would you know you were not going, that you're
Well-
going at the same angle each time?
Well, in this case, I'm using a ruler that's the width that I want to use for my general pattern. It's like 3/4 of an inch, so I just use it. But if you were trying to, and I've done them where you don't have anything like this, but you can just measure it off. But you can, if you know a center line you're going to work from, you can draw a light center line down your part. And if it's already pre-painted, like one of these would be white, so we don't want to repaint it. But you can put dots where you want 2 of the intersections to be and get your starting point, and then lay your ruler down near the dots and go from there. But what we're doing with this is a little bit more difficult, going around the corner to make the back match up with the front. So that's gonna, Lisa did it on her. What you gotta know is when you're doing whatever color you've got on one, like this is gonna be dark and dark, then over here this would be dark. That means that the next one on the back side is gonna have to be dark with the Harlequin. It's just opposite of a check. With a check, you have to have even numbers,
Hey, Tammy.
and
I think it's fine when you need to, like in some patterns, I think using a black Sharpie is easier, especially like in these small Harlequins. I think it's going to be easier to use a black Sharpie than it is to use a small brush. You just have to be careful what clear coat you put on if you do that, because if you just use, I think if you use the triple thick Duraclear, I may be wrong about this, but I think if you use triple thick Duraclear, it's going to smear the Sharpie. So you might want to keep that in mind.
yeah, one of the first little projects I did with checks and Harlequin was a tiny little figurine of like an angel sitting at or a pixie or something sitting at a fountain, and the checks, some of them were about this size on it. It was tiny, so I used a fine point Sharpie first I drew the lines with a fine point Sharpie, and then I went back and actually colored the dark checks in with one. Otherwise,
See, those aren't that little. I thought you were talking about little.
these,
Yeah.
no, I said I decided not to make them. If I were doing it for me, I would have probably made them smaller,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that you were going to be painting it, and you would probably get mad if I made them half the size of this. And then you'd be fussing
Wait,
and
did you say get mad?
fussing.
Can I have? Are you using the ruler?
No, I'm freehanding now, but I need it in just a minute. There's one more I haven't done. No, there's 2 more. All right.
Now, do you do it just like you do with checks, every other one?
No, with Harlequin, you go like if it's here, you're same color all the way across. Then you skip this row to these same.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, I would have messed that up big time.
All right. So, see what we got here. Now I've got those, some of those didn't come out too good. They're a little bit diagonal. I better straighten those up. That's because those have a very good eraser either.
You need my pencil, it's got a better eraser. I think there's a loose eraser up there, Rodney. A little piece of one, do you see it?
I don't, but I'm done now. I've fixed my two mistakes. Okay, so this line goes from here to here, which means it needs to go,
Hey, Karen.
if I flip it over, it's going to go from there to there. And see, that's why you got to go on the back side of them a little bit so you can see where you're going. This piece of wood's kind of beat up, but it'll still work.
Yeah, it was kind of rough when I got it.
Need the ruler.
Okay. Hold, please. Okay. Here.
I think it's going to be from here to here.
I'm doing more erasing than anything on this one.
And some of these, after we go to all the trouble of making these, some of these are going to disappear because of the assembly. They're going to be right up against something else and go away.
Yeah, that's true.
These,
Gotta be able to put it back
these
together.
on the back side are going to get covered up very likely.
These had little bitty nails in them, but I'm not going to put them back with nails. I'm going to use two kinds of glue. Hey Brittany, how are you? Hey Jamie,
Oops. It's kind of a mess up.
Aaron, welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Hope y'all are having a great day. Still praying for our friends in the Pacific Northwest. Kimberly said they're expecting another storm. It's awful.
This is much easier when you don't have to connect two separate sides, make them match up. We'll make it happen.
Do y'all have any questions about Harlequin? See, I have a stencil at home, so usually if I'm doing Harlequin, I'm using my stencil. We've had some interesting food here.
Good food too.
We did find out that the island of Antigua does not have snakes. Apparently they have lots of sharks. We did not see any when we did our ride the other day. What was that called? Hey, Linda.
Jet ski.
Jet ski. And the guy that put us on the jet ski said, if you're real lucky, you'll see turtles and dolphins, and then you can give me a good tip when you get back. So when we got back, I said, sorry, we weren't lucky.
We gave him a tip anyway.
Still gave him a tip, but you use stencil, Carol. Yeah, to me, it's a lot easier. But y'all, the average income here, what did we say, Rodney? 13,000 a year.
Something like that.
Can y'all imagine 13,000 a year? Wow.
I'm trying to match up all my marks here.
So maybe what you need to do when you get through with that is like take a little pencil and mark the rows I'm supposed to paint, because I'm afraid I'm going to get mixed up. And I think what I'll do, y'all, where the two rows intersect, I'll put either a diamond, totally dazzled gold gemstone in the intersection, or I'll use my bright gold and the small end of a paintbrush and just put a little polka dot there. Hey, Mitzi.
Okay, that's
Love
got
that
the second
name,
one.
Mitzi.
It matches, so when we, whatever we get on the sides here, we'll project right on around.
So can you mark those for me then?
Yeah, let me see here. Pick one that you want to be dark.
Let's do that one.
And don't mark
Hand me the ruler,
it.
please.
This one. All right. So with these, with Harlequin, you don't skip one. So this row across here, every one of those is going to get dark, but these two under it will not. Then this one. So the dark ones will always connect with a point. This is dark and it connects to this one. This point comes down and connects with this one. And then this one will be dark. And this is the end of this point coming down would be on this one. The pencil lead's broken. And this connects down here, so this would be one. This would be one.
Need my pencil?
This would be one. No, I'll just be real delicate with it. So I think that would be correct. Now, if we flip it to the side, this is going to make this one dark, this one dark, this one dark, this one dark. Well, see, that's it. Here, it's going to have two darks together because it's slicing through the middle of one of these.
And that's okay. I'm as long
But
as it's
I
not
think
a
what
line,
we'll,
I don't think
I
it's
think
a
what
big
we
deal.
may do is leave a little white line between the two. Just take a little poetic license there with it. And this should be dark. It's the same thing. We've got a little line there, so you can decide what you really want to do there. So since this was dark here, we'll come back across here at this one, this one, this one's dark, and this one is dark. That makes sense because it's coming down this line. This one's dark, so this one would be dark. And this is dark. This is dark. Yep. And there.
So really getting you ready to do a
And there.
project like this takes more time than executing a lot of it.
There. This is white, dark, white, dark. So we'll have to, it's another place where we'll put the little white stripe in it there to delineate those a little bit. Okay, that one's done. Looks like a turkey leg. You through with the ruler?
All right.
Okay, well, I'll mark some.
Almost, I am.
Let's see, now these are mirror. They're the same this way. So we assume they're going to get put on like this. Then we made this one dark
There you go.
here. That's our starting place. So once you pick one and say it's going to be dark, you're committed. The rest of them have to fall in place where you can erase it if you're not really big on commitment. All right. So same way, 3 in a row here. If whatever's in a row here would come down. These two come down. This would be white, so this would have to have an X. This would be white, so this would have an X. This would have an X. This would be black too. So I've already got these. So now I've got to project across here. So it's the same pattern. I'll go from here to here. They're not projected out. And sometimes I wouldn't even use a ruler. I just draw them freehand. I've been kind of working on the idea of drawing some that are not symmetric so that the pattern is flowing like this and all the Harlequin are flowing with it. So I may have to do that soon. That should be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
XX, XX, XX.
Okay, I think I got all mine drawn off and marked. Gotta run. Have a great day. Bye, Carol. Have a good day. Hey, Stacy. X
Thanks.
marks the spot. You're right.
Thanks for tuning in.
X marks the spot with the circle and a dot. Dot, dot. Okay, my next question to y'all. What do y'all think I should do with the antlers? Should they just be like a solid color, black or brown? Or should we do something fancy with them? The ears, I'm still gonna add some polka dots too, but I'm thinking about putting some diagonal stripes on first and then filling in with polka dots. But y'all tell me what you think I should do with the antler. I could do it all in gold or black or brown. I could put some of that flocking on it when I get home in the brown flocking. That would be pretty. I'm going to put a little wreath around his neck. It came with a little chenille stick that just had some little bells on it wrapped around his neck, so I'm going to do something a little more fancy than that. But that's going to go around his neck. Gold, Nina says. Okay. If I do his antlers gold, then should I do his hooves gold, or should his hooves just be an extension of whatever pattern is on them? Y'all tell me. If I do the antlers gold, then should the hooves be gold, or should they just be an extension of either the harlequin or the stripe? Diamond dust on what, Nina? On the antlers? You mean after I paint them gold, or instead of painting them gold, just do diamond dust? Tell me what you think. You may just be saying put diamond dust on the antlers since they're already painted white. Or I could also antique them to give them, instead of a dark brown, just give them kind of a, you know, a hint of brown and then put diamond dust. Do that.
I messed up.
You did?
Yeah.
Instead of gold, Nina says. Okay, then Nina, would you put any kind of like wax on there just to give it a little bit of color since it's so white before I put that on the diamond dust? Is that what you mean? Or would you just only put the diamond dust on top of the white? You love antiquing, I do too. So I'm thinking that we might, because I'll probably go back and antique the whole thing when I get it done anyway. Hey Jill, just because I don't like a lot of stark white either. So antiquing and diamond dust, that's a good idea. The antlers and the velvet you use on the ornament. Deers have velvet on their antlers. Yeah, when they're in velvet, they do. When are they in velvet, Ronnie?
Well, white-tailed deer around Tennessee are in velvet around May, June, July.
Okay, May, June, July,
Somewhere
Ronnie
there.
said around Tennessee.
But then they start scrubbing it off on the bushes to get the, polish them up and get them real ready to fight.
Hey, Dottie. Of course, you know, we could, if we wanted to just be really out there, we could do one side in diamond dust and one side in velvet.
Yeah, mixed up deer
You're only gonna see them from one side, anyway,
at a time.
at a time, yeah.
Okay, I think I corrected that little error.
Okay, so that's what we may, I don't know, about the gold. The gold would be, maybe what we could do is do the hooves in gold. And then do the antlers kind of antiqued and do them like one side in the velvet and one side in the diamond dust. What do y'all think?
What do they think?
They haven't answered yet. I would like to ask you all who are on here, if you are the praying kind, to pray for our sweet friends Tamara and Dennis Blankenship and their daughter, who's about 19, Hannah. Hannah was born with Down syndrome, but she also has a myriad of other problems. She's had either 3 or 4 open heart surgeries, and they have done everything they can do. The doctors have now said we've done all we can do and tried everything we can try. And so yesterday they put her on hospice. So they're just slowly walking her home to Jesus. So if you all would please keep them in your prayers, I would surely appreciate it. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do one of these Harlequins. Yeah.
Harlequin or Harlequin?
Well,
Spelled Q.
yeah, it's QU, so probably Harlequin, but you know, people are funny about pronunciations. Okay, I do have 2. I'm going to take my thin, my Sharpie Extra Fine, I think, Ultra Fine marker, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do is so the ones with the X's are the ones I'm going to do dark, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace over, and I didn't do a very good job, I got wobbly. His line, maybe I should use the ruler.
Is that a fine tip or regular?
This is a fine tip, but I'm going to probably fill it in with regular. Or if I get brave, I may try to fill it in with a small brush and black paint. Notice I said if I get brave.
The hardest part for me is getting down to those tiny little points.
Yeah, and that's why I suggested using marker. And if you use marker, the thing about it is, usually if you use marker, believe it or not, and then you decide to switch over to paint, the paint is not the exact same color. There are many shades of black.
And gray.
Yep, 50 shades of gray, they say. I can't get over that it's, oops, I did that one not online.
Oh, did it perhaps go to the side that you need to go?
I don't
I
know.
think using a ruler might be a mistake.
I can't get over that it's snowing in Kentucky.
It's not snowing here.
Wonder if it's snowing at our house. Probably not, or the girls probably would have called. Y'all know I love snow. Yeah, that ruler was probably a mistake because I didn't stay on your lines. Okay, let me try to erase those lines real quick.
You know,
Should have just stayed with the free hand.
Mine probably were in the wrong place anyway, so.
Okay, so here we go. Now, I outlined those in the fine tip. Say no more. Sending them up. Thank you, sister. Now, I have a thicker. Here it is. This one's just a regular, well, it says fine point, but it doesn't look too fine to me. Okay, so I'm just going to fill this in. Now, this will probably take a lot of Sharpie to get all these done. This one may not hold out. Oh, you got a bigger one?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And I may go ahead and mark these in the water.
Okay, let me
I don't need to find.
try your bigger one.
Or it may be too big. It's got a chisel point though.
Ooh, that's good. So I'm gonna wrap these, right? Around the side, Ronnie?
Right through the lines, yes.
Okay, let's see. This wood is so rough.
Yeah, that's the worst part is the brush.
Okay, so there's one. Let's do this one. I like this chisel one because then you can get the point right down in the corner. Sorry, y'all, I'm concentrating.
concentrating. Well, I'm doing this other one too at the same time.
So we're both concentrating, so we can't read comments.
So maybe I should quit doing this and read comments.
Yeah, maybe you should. We can do that later. So y'all, they have a little library here where people can leave books. And I told y'all the other day that I finished the book I brought with me. So it says you can just take one, they're free. So I went up there and got one the other day and started reading it. So I've been sitting out by the pool, sometimes in the pool, reading. But these pools here, these infinity pools, are deep. So the other day I stepped off the bottom step and I had my phone in my hand. No, I don't think I had my phone. I had my book and I had a drink in my hand. And I almost went underwater when I stepped off the bottom step, trying to get to the side so I could lean up against the side and read my book. It was terrible.
So why do you think the pools are like that,
I
Lisa?
don't know. They keep refilling themselves, but
You know, it's because it's an adult resort. No kids to worry about. They don't do the little 3-footing and everything.
well, some of us adults are not that tall.
It's not over your head though.
No, but it's almost over my head. I was literally on my tippy toes trying to watch it side. And I'm 5'5.5", so that's not what I call short. Oh yeah, this marker is the way to go on stuff like this, y'all. Unless you just have a super, super steady hand and you're not afraid of having to go back and go over it with white paint. Love that. Now, you just did these in like checks on the side.
Yes.
Why? Why aren't they Harlequin too?
They're a slice of a harlequin.
But look how much wider that's going to be. That's going to come right around and look like a big fat Harlequin.
It's going to look like a check.
But it's connected to the black. Is that what it's
If you
supposed to be?
Well, that's the way I intended it, but if you want something different, you've got the paint set.
Yeah. But I didn't draw the Harlequins for a reason. Because I didn't have my stencil. And you be the engineer.
I drew them as if these harlequin went all the way through because they're the same on opposite side. So that's why I did it that way.
Okay, so I need to just paint that like a check.
I would.
Okay, let's get this leg done on the Harlequin. See how we're liking it. This chiseled edge fat marker is a game changer doing this. Even better than the the medium point or whatever that I had. Hey Sharon, how are you? All right, let me trace up this line, trace down this line. So Sharon, we're putting together, or we're getting ready to put together a wood deer that I bought at probably a Goodwill. It was like $2.99, and it was dark brown wood, and they had, I guess, nailed it together, but the nails were hidden. So I took all the nails out and took the pieces off of each other, and then took the nails out, and decided that we're going to do part of it in Harlequin, like on the legs. The legs are going to be Harlequin and stripe. And then the whole body is going to be black and white check. The ears are going to be probably black and white diagonal stripes, and then in between I may put some polka dots.
Oh, that looks good.
And then we're thinking that the antlers, we haven't decided definitely about the antlers. Somebody suggested that the antlers be gold. Here he is, he's big.
Totally together
Or-
painting by Brenda.
Hey Brenda, sister. Or somebody suggested that we paint them brown and then use the brown flocking that I used last week when I was making some velvet looking ornaments. It's absolutely gorgeous. Or somebody said we should use diamond dust. So we may do diamond dust on one side and flocking on the other. Because he stands up, he's freestanding. So if you're sitting one direction, you can see his flocked horns, and if you're sitting the other direction, you see him diamond dusted. Kind of like he's been playing in the snow. Okay, so here's this. Now let's take the checks around like Rodney said he intended. And really these could be painted, except the black might not be the same color. Okay, so now we have this line. Oh, was that supposed to be there?
There should
then
be.
this
Yeah,
line.
I haven't drawn all that. What?
Right here?
You want me to draw all those?
I think you meant for it to be right there.
Oh, there's two. See, this is where the black is. This is where the white. This would be white. This would be black. This would be black.
Ah. And then this is going to be,
That may be the one that, because now you'll show you another one up here, and this will be a little bit of white right there. Okay. Now this needs an X in it. It's got one.
and then this is black, and then this has a line.
That's gonna be a white.
See, y'all, this is engineering stuff that I don't do.
Just lines.
My brain does not comprehend that. I just do it because he says do it. Thank you, Brenda. Okay, so let's start right here. Do you care if it ruins your magic marker?
No.
You can always find me another one.
Wait, I did it on the wrong side. Okay. Let me just go back over here and do it.
Those should roughly connect.
You know what? I'm going to do this part in black paint because that really is going to be hard on the magic marker. So let's do this DecoArt Americana Lamp black paint and grab a brush here.
You need water. You got water.
I'll probably need some water in this container up here. Okay, so let's just paint this.
You got water.
Okay, this is going to be perfect. The color is just perfect. But I want to be careful I don't wrap it to the other side in case I'm going. It's not going to matter because I'm going to be coming out on the Harlequin on the other side, just like it. Probably would have been better if I had taken the time to sand these edges down. Would have been easier to paint, but I didn't. We
You'll
did.
need to run them down to Bob the Builder's shop in San for you.
Y'all, there's a guy on this island that Ronnie has met, and his name is Bob the Builder.
It's not really his name, that's what they call him.
They call him Bob the Builder. Now, that may not mean anything to some of y'all, but if you have grandchildren,
He's from Guyana or whatever it is.
you will know who Bob the Builder is, most likely. Bob the Builder, can we build it? Bob the Builder, yes he can.
But he's according to the other guys I talked to, they said he's the best carpenter on the island. He's built most of this resort that we're in, the woodworking part. Tables and rafters and all kinds of stuff.
All right, hold on and I'll show you what I'm doing, y'all.
Looks like the most decorated turkey leg in history.
Don't ask me why I'm doing it, I'm just doing it because he said to. And that one's not quite level, so I need to add a little bit of black to it.
So when you do it this way, it's going to be as if the Harlequin went through and through, like it was a solid thing and not a surface thing.
Okay.
Kind
There's
of like
the
when you
side.
cut open that cake.
But see, they're not even either. Like the white and the black.
No, they won't be.
And then look, this is black, but then you have this black too.
What do you mean? That's because you're cutting through. That's why I said on that one, just leave a little narrow piece of white between them, 1/8 of an inch. not really there, but it'll make you feel better.
Y'all hear him. Hey, Shirley and Beckett, how are you? Hey, Paula. Okay, comment reader.
I'm keeping up with you. Paul Takagi. Takagi is the name of one of the water heaters that we used to sell, or still do sell.
I see that looks a little weird, but I did what the boss said, so. Okay, is this supposed to be white and this supposed to be white?
Yes, so you could leave a little black line between them. Just make a black line right where the little line
Well,
is.
I'll use a marker for that.
Yeah.
This is a lot of work, y'all.
Like I said, it's gonna be easy.
Okay. All right, now let's paint this side. But I gotta be careful not to bring my brush over the other side too much because I haven't painted the back yet.
You, I see. Is your dryer plugged up?
It is.
Okay.
So I'm
Kimberly
supposed to
loves-
leave this much white right here next to that
Yes.
little. Okay.
Kimberly says she loves the Harlequin. You're doing a great job, Lisa.
Thank you, sister. Okay, then I gotta do this one black. She said I had her when I said checks, though. She loves checks.
I think checks have their place.
Let's see what other interesting things we can tell you about here.
Well, you already told them that there's some rodents running around everywhere.
Right next door to, or not right next door, but we can see it from our deck. There is this odd looking rock building that we couldn't tell if it was a statue or what it was. And so we inquired about it, and they said that it's an old sugar mill. And Ronnie can tell you about the sugar cane. They don't.
I saw about 8 or 10 more of them as I traveled across the island yesterday, and they're kind of almost cone shaped. You see that it's kind of a, you know, the beehives that we see are white boxes these days, but a beehive represented in anything in history is kind of a almost a cone shaped, like an upside down vase. That people, that's how they would make beehives out of clay, and that's kind of what these look like. And it also reminds me of some of the furnaces that were made for iron back in the 1700s and stuff. But they're scattered around the countryside because this island used to make a lot of sugar cane and had mills around the country. But they quit that in, I think, the 70s. They quit raising sugar cane because the cane not properly well, I think.
So, y'all, that I was telling them yesterday that they have a lot of mongoose. They look like little squirrels, kind of.
So did you decide it's mongoose and not mongeese or mongooses?
I just said mongoose. I don't know what the squirrel is. I don't care what the squirrel is. But anyway, they're everywhere. And so apparently this island had a problem with rodents, like rats.
In the sugarcane fields.
And so they brought in the mongoose to take care of that problem. What they didn't realize when they brought the mongoose in was that the rats are out primarily at night and the mongoose come out primarily during the day. So they didn't really help themselves very much bringing the mongoose in. Now, in all honesty, I don't think I've seen a rat. So maybe it's still working, I don't know, but
Well, considering, you know, without the sugar cane, it might be as big an issue with it. But somebody asked the question, I think Claudia, do they still raise sugar cane?
I saw one field of sugarcane on the whole island yesterday, and I went across it 2 or 3 times. It only takes an hour to drive from one side of the island to the other. And that's only because the roads are bad. If the roads were good, you could do it in about 35 minutes. So it's not a very big place. But there's one sugarcane field that I saw,
Hannah?
but there's lots of old mills all through the hillsides and stuff. I think one of the reasons, even though there's just not that much flat land, and so even though cane grows well on the hillsides, it's difficult to harvest on the hillsides compared to if you've got a big flat land, or like a lot of the other islands have, where you can raise sugar cane, bring in big equipment to harvest it. So I would imagine labor got too expensive for them. That would have been their issue.
So we were looking out over the ocean today, or the Caribbean Sea, because there's some islands out there, and one of them had this cloud hanging over it, and I said, that island looks just like a volcano, and the cloud coming out of it looks like smoke. And Robbie looked it up, and there were volcanoes here.
Yeah, this is part of a string of islands that were created by volcanoes many years ago. And since then, a lot of times volcanoes will rise up and they'll sink back down again and get ocean floor built up over them, and then they'll rise up again. So there's actually limestone, like 140 feet up on the island. There's big layers of limestone that have already, are on top of lava, or on top of, I guess it would be basalt or whatever the lava's made of. So it's good that they have some limestone, because that helps them with their roads and stuff, being able to make better cement stuff, even though I think they actually import the cement itself.
So there is a Sandals Resort here. If y'all know anything about Sandals Resort, you know they're all adult.
Hello, Jill Weck.
And we are staying in an all adult resort. But then we passed on the way here from the airport. Our driver showed us a hotel that a lot of it had been built and then they just stopped. And apparently that was a long time ago, so it's like the structure is there and probably never be completed.
My guess is it was one of those that, I used to see them after 2008. There were several around the country like that. Big buildings just stopped right in the middle when the market went down and everything. And then in 2000, when COVID hit and tourism stopped, a lot of these places that were building hotels for tourism stopped immediately. And so that may be one of those that was part of the COVID deal.
It's a
And
shame.
sometimes the funding's never brought back to finish them up.
Yeah, our driver told us, of course, everybody was affected by COVID, we know, but he said this island was really hurt badly.
Hey, Romano.
Hello, Romano. Gonna see you soon, buddy. So I started to tell y'all, Romano lands the same night we do. I think we land first, maybe. So Romano, we will be waiting for you in the baggage claim area. We'll go get our luggage and then we'll wait for you. Okay, so we got one of the deer leg done in Harlequin. So it will go like a soul.
Turn it around so they can see like a soap. Look like he's got on checkered britches.
Look like a race car driver, won't it? Now on this one, I told y'all I'm thinking about on the ears. I'm thinking about drawing diagonal stripes. Let me see how wide I made that. Okay, so they're about 1/4 of an inch.
If you said you wanted it to be whimsical, why don't you put
I think I'm gonna do 1/2 inch.
make concentric rings like the shape of the ear, about 1/4 inch wide, alternating colors. Is he gonna be all black and white, or is he gonna be
He's
different?
gonna be all black and white. Did y'all hear what he said?
Sort of the outside.
He was
of it.
saying like come around here and just draw rings and have them black and white. What do y'all think? Yes, or you like the diagonal? Hey Donna. The rings or the diagonal? Tell me what you think.
I wonder why you keep seeing my feet in the picture. All we have is one chair in here, so I'm sitting on the bed.
I hadn't seen anybody answer yet.
Hold on,
Rings
hold on.
or diagonal? Let me draw the diagonal and then I can draw the other side with rings.
Because we can in the background.
Hola, hola, hola. See you soon. Okay, here's the diagonals. So I was going to do them black, white, black, white, black, white. And then in the Hey Claudia, and then in the black stripes, I was going to put white polka dots. In the white stripes, I was going to put black polka dots. Now let's see what Rodney was talking about. I see some of my white paint got sanded off this side, so I'll have to touch it up. Let me see if I can just freehand.
It's whimsical.
And it's just, like I said, this wood is so rough, you have to just kind of work around it. Okay, that's a little wide right there, so let's make that a little more narrow.
Yeah, our time zone's a little different here. We're on Atlantic time.
So it's 2:53 here.
It's 1 hour east of Eastern time.
If y'all don't know where this island is, it's not far above South America. It's south and east of the Dominican Republic, Romano.
I think it's probably on a line east-west with Aruba. Probably pretty close to it.
Probably. Okay, I'm gonna draw one more line, then y'all tell me if you like the diagonals or if you like the concentric circles. Here's the concentric circles. Here is the diagonal. Claudia said we're frozen. We do the concentric circles. I don't know that I'll put polka dots in there, but I might. So we do black, white, black, and then white in the center. So what do y'all think? Concentric circles or diagonal stripes? Stripes or circles?
Hello, Deborah McDaniel.
She was on here earlier, I guess, because I froze. Y'all tell me real quick, stripes or circles? Diagonal, Deborah says.
Okay. First one. Maybe only vote.
Stripes or circles?
If you do stripes, let's see. Claudia Vanderwalt is watching. If you do the diagonals, are you going to carry them around to the other side too?
Yep.
Okay.
So y'all think diagonals or stripes? Claudine or Deborah says diagonal. Claudia says circles. Okay, we got one each. Who's gonna be the tiebreaker? Got one circle, one diagonal. Somebody needs to be the tiebreaker.
Live dangerously, circles.
Claudia, you didn't vote for mine. Okay, let me erase these. And again, we're going to use the magic marker. I have a little teeny tiny brush, but I think it would be easier using the magic marker for his ears, okay? So, let me trace around my pencil lines, and remember I didn't measure these. But you can always go back and touch up
Oh dear.
if you need to.
Yeah, that's kind of rough there. Maybe that'll go on the inside where it's nailed in there.
I should have done this with the fine line on it. I didn't think about that. Okay. So now we're going to paint them in. Black. Okay. So we'll do the outer edge black, since I was going to have to touch it up with white if I didn't. Now, somebody tell me this. The Nutcracker that I brought is already painted in white, I think, gloss enamel. It's pretty shiny. I bought it that way. I don't know if I got it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Do I need to put a coat of chalk paint on it first before I try to check it and stripe it? Or do you think it'll go over the enamel paint okay? Let me know what you think. You know what I may do? I may do polka dots on the sides of these ears. That'd be cute. I need you to read comments to see what they're saying.
Let
about
me
the
see.
Enamel.
Let me see here. Deborah McDaniel, I would use chalk paint.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I've already got my pattern drawn on.
So it's kind of a dilemma. Do you go back over with chalk paint to make it easier and not have to do another coat, or do you just do 2 coats with the pattern you've got? Debbie Davis is watching. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Lisa is painting the ears of a deer.
Sound like a song.
Yeah, the ears of a deer. She wanted it to be rather whimsical.
So if I do this on both sides, then we could do polka dots on the edges, right?
Good.
All right.
You know, of the basic, there's dots, there's checks, there's stripes, there's harlequin, stars, starburst.
Yeah, but those are not quite as easy
That's
to
what I was
make.
going to say. You kind of run out of basic form to do.
I was trying to think of some different ones last night when I was awake in bed, and I thought, like stars, if you had a stencil, it would be okay, but it's just really hard to make all the stars be symmetrical, which wouldn't be probably a big deal because stars are probably not all symmetrical anyway. But
Yeah, considering that they're not even pointy like we draw
Right.
pictures of them.
okay, so now I got this one drawn on.
Shirley Stacklin, welcome to the live.
She's been on here already.
Well, she must have come back in after it froze up. She says, howdy, guys.
Howdy, howdy. All right, got that one drawn on freehand. So now let's paint it. Outline it first. Again, I should have used the fine tip one, but I didn't.
That's what white paint's for.
Shelley, I love your village houses. You know, I have mine up at Christmas. Now tell me, are yours Department 56 Original Snow Village? Are yours a mixture or what? which ones do you have? Shelly has got this fabulous display, y'all, in her house of snow villages. It takes up one whole room. She's even got some of them in a baby buggy set up. It's amazing, and she leaves it up year round. She
I
answered.
think if Shelley ever wanted another job, she should be a museum curator,
Yeah, she could do it for sure.
displaying everything. It says, you need to put me in your suitcase. Remember me for next trip, next time.
Okay, I got it.
Sharon Harrell is watching.
Now, you didn't answer my question, Shelley.
What was the question to Shelley?
If her houses are on
Yes.
apartment 56
Yes,
Snow
they
Village.
are original Snow Village.
Okay, that's what mine are. That's what mine are, my
Yeah, a
favorites.
few years ago, somebody locally advertised that they were getting rid of theirs. So Lisa just bought all theirs and added to ours.
I didn't buy all of them because I already had some of them. My sister has the Dickens. Okay, I want to do these polka dots. So let me find a real thin or small end brush. So with polka dots, most of y'all probably know this, but the best way to do them, to get them to look good, is to dip your paintbrush, the end of it, in your paint and tap it once on something else before you tap it onto your item, okay? And try to make them in a triangular shape to keep it from looking like they're all even. So I shall show you. So I'm gonna put one here.
And you know when we put those the concentric rings on the deer ear,
Mhm.
that's kind of a thumbing the nose to deer hunters because it looks like a target.
It does kind of, doesn't it?
Take that, you hunters.
I should have probably gotten a bigger tip because these are not very big, so I'm having to tap 2 or 3 times.
Do like a beer paintbrush.
Yeah, I'm already starting. This is definitely going to be whimsical. I don't typically do a lot of whimsical. That's really not my style.
Shelley says there's a little lag for comments. I'm taking a new video in Pix because I got a few more pieces and we'll post for next year.
Yay.
Yeah, even sitting here behind Lisa, it's about at least 10 seconds behind what I'm seeing and what she's doing. So I guess it takes a while for the video to get from, to South America back to y'all and back to me.
It's almost like making a domino with 5 on it. And be careful not to touch them until they dry.
There's a heart flying through the air.
Thank you for those hearts. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all, Susie Lee with Bellolina Boutique is really struggling with the Book of Faces right now. They've been so unreasonable. So would y'all go over to Susie's page? She's going to try to post like some old videos because she can't go live right now, and give her page some love. Hopefully she'll be able to keep it and it won't end up being too big a mess, but I know she would appreciate all the help she can get.
Shelley says it's
Bella.
looking great.
Thank you, Bella Lina, Lina Boutique. Vicky Culbertson, my sister, how are you? Of course, we'll put a clear coat on all this, and I'll go back and fix it up where it needs fixing up. But we did one whole leg in the Harlequin. Blocked off all the black and white checks on the deer. And we did one ear with the concentric circles and polka dots. We got a good start. Some of it I can't do till I get home because I don't have everything with me. I thought I actually brought more than I did, but I think these are cute. These are going to be cute ears. Hey Nina, welcome, welcome. So our flight leaves here, not really till late in the afternoon, but we'll have to be at the airport a couple of hours early since it's international. So that's Saturday, so I won't be on tomorrow, I won't be on Saturday. How many hours flying? We had about 3.5 hours from Antigua to Miami. And then I'm not sure how much of a layover. We 2-hour layover in Miami. And then from Miami home is about an hour and 45 minutes, maybe 2. We arrive at 9:20 p.m. I think, and then Romano gets there about 10:30 I think. I really wish Facebook would get their stuff together. It's been ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. You loving the circles on the ears. Great call, Rodney, she said.
There we go.
So y'all, I've got a headache, so I'm going to get off here and take some medicine and lay down before our 6:30 dinner time. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming on and sticking with us, even when we're out of the country and didn't know what was going to happen. And I hope you all have a blessed night. Be sure to follow us if you're not following, and we will see you probably on Tuesday, unless I decide to come on earlier, okay? Love you so much. Bye.